Good day, my people. Good day, good day. Welcome to the Karen Smith Frazier podcast, number 81, called What Time Is It? The Cost of Waiting. Welcome, come on in. Please let me know where you're tuning in from. All right. Come on in, come on in. For those new to my page, I am Karen Smith Frazier, or Coach Karen, and I help strong, capable people who know they're meant for more stop settling and confidently step into their next chapter without guilt, fear, or apology. In other words, I help people act on what they already know is true and to find the courage to make the decision they've been avoiding. My story, well, I haven't always been podcasting. I worked as a nurse for 30 years, 30 plus years, and it was a fulfilling career. And I still have a heart for service and for taking care of folks. But I realized several years ago that I wanted to be a bit more creative with how I serve people and how I show up in the world. And so I was dragging my feet and really wasting a lot of time, trying to figure out the best time to make a change and the perfect time to make a change and what would that change be. And fear kept me where I was for a long time. And it wasn't until I got in a car accident and got a nice bonk on the head that I had to take some time off from work. And that time really gave me time to find the courage to go for me, to get creative and to find ways to serve more than the folks that came walking into my nursing office as a school nurse. So that's my story. What's your story? Whether it is health related, job related, relationship related, or time and money related, we tend to be really good about what we don't like or what we don't want, but not as skilled in saying what we do want. Somewhere along the way, that childlike honesty was lost. I remember as a kid, my younger brother had no problem saying what he really wanted as a gift. Meanwhile, my siblings and I were cringing. Don't ask for that. That's too much. And you know what? He'd often get what he wanted. No, he's not a brat. But after a lifetime of filtering our wants and desires, these habits sometimes filter into areas of life that suppress part of who we are and what we want to be in this life. Wanting to have space to be more creative or to express yourself shouldn't be too much of an ask. But so often we shut it down before we begin concluding that it's too much to ask. I'm too old to start something new or nonsense like that. The results? Coasting, settling, just being tired and unfulfilled in what we're doing and how we're doing it. So when you've been coasting through the day-to-day or maybe trudging through the day-to-day, who has time to think about what they really want, especially when it feels so out of reach in these current circumstances? We have responsibilities that require time that isn't all for us. You may have kids, a spouse, parents, and other relationships that need your support, a job that pays the bills. Essentially, many of us have decided that waiting is the only option. But for how long? Where did that come from? Whose advice was that? Probably someone who also waited for that perfect time, which never arrived. Let me see who's tuning in. Thanks for being here. All right, just checking my notes there. The excuses start rolling in. I'll start my own business when the kids are grown. Oh no, now I got to pay for college. Life is busy. I'm getting my steps in. That should be good enough when we know our health needs more than that. And I don't have time to make healthy meals and take better care of my body. Ain't nobody looking at me anyway. Excuses. Who has time to focus on relationships? Everybody is busy. Don't get me wrong. Many excuses are valid excuses, but if we keep looking at this right timing issue as a problem, instead of seeing it as an invitation to get creative, then there will never be enough time. As I was preparing for today's podcast, what time is it? It took me down memory lane again. My youngest son was young. He was little, car seat age. And he had the habit of asking about the time all the time. What time is it? What time is it? He'd ask several times while we were in the car, in and out of the car. And maybe that was his version of, are we there yet? But his question reminds me that time is precious and it's not waiting for anyone. Even when we try to focus on the present moment, it's already passed, just like that. If time is so precious, why are so many of us afraid to use it more efficiently? We've seen how quickly the kids have grown. How did I get all this gray hair? What time is it? And what is holding us back from spending it in ways that make us feel good, brave, purposeful, free? What's holding us back from connecting with those we care about, following up on that I've always wanted to try, and you fill in the blank? The funny thing is, we talk about time all the time, like these examples. It's about time. I've already shared my challenges with being prompt in some of my earlier podcasts. Though he doesn't say it, I know my husband would love to say this one when he's waiting for me to get ready for an appointment. Why rush? I guess rushing gives me a rush, but I don't particularly like, but seems to put a fire under my butt. Or how about, you're wasting time? I don't think I have to say much about this one. This may be one we need to use in action more often, such as literally walking away from people who are wasting our time, ending a conversation that is not going anywhere or is not fruitful, like gossiping or complaining. Or how about this one? That's timely. Showing up or saying just what needed to be said, or a continuation of the energy in the room. Now, sarcasm can be part of this one and can waste a lot of time and brain power. Do we want to spend our precious time in this way? I hope not. Or how about this one? Stop! You're out of time. This one reminds me of those time tests when in school. Funny how even writing this, I can feel that stress of putting my pencil down during the exam and wondering, did I do enough? Or how about do your time, as in prison time, or sacrifices that are made to care for urgent and important things like child raising, work. This one reminds me of something that is for a specific period of time, and then we can go on to a new chapter. But what if we never turn the page to the new chapter? What then? If the last year or even the last week or two have shown us anything, it has been a reminder that our time here will not last forever. I know I'm stating the obvious, but sometimes it's good to say it out loud. Someone asked me last week if I was happy. I didn't say yes, but I didn't say no either. I had to think about it. Hearing my granddaughter giggle and say, "You surprised me," when we showed up to pick her up from school made me feel happy. What a joy to see the simple pleasure of connection and the element of a happy surprise. Moments of happiness like that are fleeting, though. But joy is a different story. Joy has layers, and I would say that what others may call happiness would fall in one of those layers. 6 Second Sec has an awesome graphic of an iceberg with most of it submerged underwater. The part above the water, outward facing to others, had cheerfulness, playful, excited, happy, pleased. I would dare to say that it is the stuff that shows up in social media posts a lot. And below the surface, it showed the biggest part of the iceberg, submerged parts that are all too often overlooked, like being grateful, relieved, hopeful, amused, proud, appreciated, creative, a sense of belonging, and a sense of awe. What does this have to do with time? Well, our thoughts tend to impact what we do with our time. Where is your mind spending your time? Below the surface or above? And when it comes to your happiness or level of joy, where are you focusing your attention? Well, if you can answer that, then you have a better idea where you are spending your time and energy. The latest tragedy in the news, politics, the goals you've put off, the bills that need to get paid, your to-do list, those feelings of insecurity and doubt that refuse to accept that you are indeed brilliant. Just like the answer I gave when asked last week, I think I'd give the same answer about my last nursing job. I wouldn't say I was happy or unhappy, but I guess the word would have been unfulfilled. And how much time am I supposed to spend in that state? So, what time is it? Time to keep stalling? Time to get everything in order before you start this journey that you're being drawn to, but holding off because you want to wait until it's safer? Just to be clear, I'm not telling you to quit your job, marriage, or anything like that. My desire is to help raise your awareness of how your thinking influences how you feel and what you do about time and its value. As I tell my clients, the journey is about progress, not perfection. And I think a bigger part of the equation is that you have to be okay with giving yourself permission to take time to figure out what drives you now, today, not what drove you 10 or 20 years ago. You've changed. So the old way of doing things may not be fulfilling your needs anymore. Yes, there are people who are in desperate need of your time, especially for those who are caregivers, working in social services, schools, healthcare settings, or supporting their families. But when are you filling your cup? And I don't mean a massage and mani-pedi every few weeks, which sounds nice, but will wear off. Is it time to trade in your cup for a new one that holds more than you've been putting in your current one? In my upcoming masterclass, I'll share simple steps, 3-step process that will remind you that you are doing amazing things now, but there is a part of you that's been holding back and it's begging to be revealed. Who else besides you is being impacted when you don't take the time to reveal parts of yourself that you've been hiding or ignoring? You've changed, you've grown. Take time to make room for the growth. I encourage you to take time to explore that. If any of this resonates with you and you'd like to explore these simple steps with me, let's connect. Ready or not, time is still moving forward and we can't get it back by sheer willpower. DM me, ready or not, in the chat, and I will send you the link to register for my masterclass. A short investment in time may be just what you need to water those seeds that have been waiting to grow in you. All right. Well, that is it for today. Have a great week, everyone. And as always, I encourage you to unleash your brilliance, uncover your light. The world is waiting for you. Take care.